Welcome to Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. I'm instructor Dwayne Jenkins. In today's video, we're going to be doing an acoustic guitar lesson. I was looking at my blog and I noticed I don't have too many acoustic guitar lessons on there, so I thought we'd do a few acoustic guitar lessons. I've been doing a lot of electric guitar lessons. I also play acoustic guitar too, and I would recommend you do that as well because it's a very cool instrument. You can do a lot of really cool, fun, easy things with the acoustic guitar. Plus, like I mentioned in my last video, it's a really good thing to help build up your finger dexterity, okay? So you might want to think about that too. And you know, usually there's an acoustic guitar just about in every household. I'm sure you have one in your house or you have a friend who does. So if you come across acoustic guitar, pick it up. You might have some fun with it, all right? So we're going to do a lesson today on that. But I wanted to answer a question a few people were asking me about something that's going on here at Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. What I'm doing right now is I'm republishing a couple of my books, okay? What I did is, if you're not aware of it, I've written some books on how to play guitar, a few different ones, how to play lead guitar, how to play rhythm guitar, how to get started playing guitar, you know, things like that. And I'm working on some more books. And what I did is I published them on Amazon, and Amazon's a great place to publish them. They give you the book number and all that stuff, you know. And the thing of it is, though, is when you do that, Amazon kind of owns the rights to it, you know, and I didn't realize that at first, and so now I'm kind of working with some people who are telling me that, you know, to get better, wider distribution, I need to own the catalog number myself, and I need to set up my own publishing company so that we can get it in like bookstores and things across the world. Okay, so what I did is, what I'm doing is reissuing my books, okay? Not all of them, but just 2 of them for right now. I've got Lead Guitar Wizardry Volume 1 and Volume 2 with some new covers on them, okay? So here's Volume 1. This is what's out on Amazon right now. Great book. And I have Volume 2, which is this right here, but we're changing the cover. See, as you can see, it's going to look like this now. So that's going to look way, way better. And it's formatted a little bit better as well. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And so if you see my books out there and they're being reissued, that's why. Just want to let you know that. So I would highly recommend you check that out. Plus, I wanted to let you know that all my books that I have out, you know, my book Rhythm Guitar Alchemy, which is a great book for improving your rhythm guitar playing, Learn Guitar, Simple Method for Beginners if you're just getting started, and Rock Guitar 101 are all on sale right now on Amazon. So if you're looking for some reading material, something to help you get started or improve your guitar playing, I'd highly recommend you check that out because they're on sale right now on Amazon. I'll leave you some links below in the description. You can check that out, okay? All right, so with all that being said, how about we get to the lesson of, you know, having some fun playing the acoustic guitar, strumming some chords, all right? Let's check it out.
Audio Jungle.
Alright, so what I wanted to show you a little bit today was about simplicity of playing just some chords. You know, if you play the acoustic guitar, I know a lot of people do, and I play the acoustic guitar because I think it's just fun to play. It's just something a little bit different than the electric. Gives me a chance to, you know, take a break from the electric and all the heavy electric stuff and kind of play some pretty stuff on the acoustic, maybe strum some chords, you know. And what's great about the acoustic too is you learn some of these natural chords and you can play all kinds of really cool rock songs, you know, folk songs, you know, classic rock songs, whatever you want to do, you know. Learn a few chords, you learn to strum up and down like this, it's real simple. Before you know it, you can play all kinds of really cool songs, you know. I'm like, for instance, okay, if we're playing our E and our A chord like this, you know, we can play something like, you know, I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Stones, you know. I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction, but I try. Oops, I'm sorry, but I try, and I try, and I try, and I try. I can't get no, I can't get no. Okay, so as you can see, that's real simple. You know, I was just basically going from E to A. You know, on the I can't get no, and then on the part where it says but I try, I'm just going from E to B7, or you could use a B. That's another thing I'm talking about in today's lesson is the B chord, and basically from E back to A, cause I try, to the B cause I try, back to the E cause I try, to the A cause I try, I can't get no, and then to the D, and then back to the A, and then back to the E. See, see how simple that is? I mean, it's real simple, and I would recommend singing too. That really does help you with just getting in tune with the instrument, okay? So that's why you want to, just focus on playing some simple chords. Once you get these chords down, and another thing that I've talked about in my videos as well, my acoustic guitar videos, is make sure that you try to play on the tips of your fingers. It's very important to get these notes to ring out, because a lot of people when they're playing, they're getting this kind of stuff going on and don't sound right. It's because your fingers are leaning up against the strings. So make sure that you put them, on the tips like this, okay? Take some time to learn that. It's really going to make a big difference. Don't rush your learning of the guitar. It's a journey. It's a lifelong journey, and you can play the guitar for the rest of your life. That's what I love about this instrument, is that you can just play it forever. You just take your time and learn your skills. Just take your time and have some fun with it. Like they say, a lot of times with the journey, it's not so much the destination, but the actual journey itself, having fun on the journey itself. And the guitar, that's exactly what it is. It's a journey, and it's an extension of you, of who you are, your personality, and that's another thing I love about the guitar too, is you can really do that. There's all kinds of different ones, different colors, different shapes, different sizes, so you can find what works for you. This is what I like, this is what works for me, okay? Now, so we talked about just work on those chords, those basic chords is E, A, D, B, this one had the B in there. Okay, so another thing I wanted to mention to you was about the B chord, all right? Now the B chord is a common chord you'll see in songs, and it's a little bit difficult to play, okay? It's usually formed kind of like this, or you have to bar it like this. And as a beginner, a lot of people have a hard time with that. They just have a hard time, forming that chord. So an alternative way of doing it, kind of like a little trick of the trade, is if you take your A chord right here, which is, on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, on the 2nd fret, okay, you can play it with all 3 fingers like this, or you can bar it, okay, whatever you want to do. Everybody's a little bit different, okay? But if you take that A chord and you move it up 2 frets, it becomes a B chord, okay? So that's a lot easier. Now, technically, you should bar it, but, you don't really have to do that. You could just, do it like this. Keep things simple. Keep it simple. Make it fun, If it's too hard, it takes out the fun. You do want to have discipline with your practice, though, so I will say you that. But, this just giving you a fun kind of alternative way of playing the B chord, okay? So, like, for instance, another song by the Stones is Paint It Black, and it's just basically E to B, okay? I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. Then he does some other stuff. But that's one way of doing it, real simple, just like that, and just going through your A shape and bringing it up 2 frets, okay? Or you could use your B7 chord, okay? Or you could use the actual natural B chord shape, this one here, but that's a little bit harder to form, you have to work at it a little bit harder. Now try to work at it the best you can, but what I'm saying is just, if you can't do these kind of chords, if you just have a hard time with that, you can't get there fast enough, then try this alternative, taking the A chord, moving it up 2 frets to the 4th fret, and playing the B chord there, okay? Because technically that is a B chord, okay? So that's something to think about right there, all right? Now, I was going to also talk to you about the B7 chord, okay? Now, the B7 chord is a nice transition from your E chord, your E major, or your E minor. But let's just say E major with your finger down on the first fret, 3rd string, okay? Now, to go to the B7 chord, all you have to do is take your 3rd finger, move it down a string, take your 1st finger, move it up a string, then you have that D7 chord shape, okay? And if you're not too sure about your chords, I would highly recommend check out my book. Either learn guitar for beginners if you're just getting started, or if you're already getting started, need to improve your rhythms, I'd recommend you check out my book, Rhythm Guitar Alchemy, which is the science of playing rhythm guitar, which shows you all these chords, and it shows you chord embellishment theory, and all kinds of really good stuff in a very simple step-by-step method that anybody could learn, okay? So I'd highly recommend check that out, all right? So, our B, E chord, and then we're going to just drop our finger, bring this one up, and bring the pinky down on the 1st string. Now we have our B7 chord. So I would work on that as well. Work on that transition from the E to the B7. From the E to the B7, because B7 is kind of a good alternative you can try sometimes instead of doing the B chord, which is kind of like this, You've got to bar it. That's what makes the B chord hard, is you got to bar it. Same thing with your F sharp chord. You got to do these bars, because, saying? And it's a little bit harder to do that. So this A to the 4th fret is a nice alternative for that if your hands are having a problem, you know, barring, or if you can't get to this shape here fast enough, okay? So just kind of watch for that. And another thing that people do too when they come across chords like the B chord and the F sharp, which you usually have to bar, is what they'll do is they'll use a capo, okay? One of these things here, okay? I'm sure you've seen this. People use this on their guitar. The Stones use this quite a bit, you know, on this electric guitar. You can use it for the electric or the acoustic. And what it does is it just changes the key of the song, and it allows you to play your natural chords further up the neck, you know? So it helps if people like sing in a certain key, or if you sing in a certain key, you know, and higher, maybe a higher registered key, by putting the capo on there, it allows you to match that pitch, you know? As you can tell, the pitch of the guitar goes up as I move the capo further up the neck, and it really helps with that. Here's an example of what I'm talking about, okay? If I put the capo right here at the 6th fret, okay, and I play an A minor chord right here, okay, you can hear how it sounds there as opposed to when it sounds down here. See the difference? Alright, so if we put this here, we play the A minor here, we take our first finger off of the 2nd string and do this, I can play that song. Hello darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping. See what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to play the whole song for you, you know, it'd take a long time to do that. But as you can see, you know, you're just playing your A minor, your G, your F, and your C. You know, right there, and you can do it because the capo is right there on the 6th fret. But if you were not use the capo and try to play it down here, it wouldn't sound right, you know, if you try to do that down here. See, it's just like in a different key, it don't sound right, okay? So that's something you can do too, is use your capo to change the chords and not have to use a B or an F sharp. You can just, you know, use a capo, then you change it to maybe a G and a C, okay? So those are just some little tricks of the trade. And like I said, if you don't have an acoustic guitar, I recommend getting one, because you can really do some really good stuff with acoustic guitar. Give you a break from the electric for a little while and just, you know, learn to strum chords. Plus, you know, since the acoustic guitar is usually harder to play, you know, than the electric, because the strings are thicker and they're a little bit further off the fretboard and they're harder to push down, they really help build up your finger strength, you know? So that way when you do play your electric guitar, you know, you can just, you know, tear it up like this, you know what I mean? And if you try to do this stuff on the acoustic guitar, then what happens is you really build up your finger strength, you know? Okay? Give that a try. Alright, I like that one too. That's a cool little riff. Alright, so there we go with some secrets and tips on how to play the acoustic guitar. I would highly recommend getting one. You know, they're just fun. You can do some really fun stuff with them, strum some chords. Gives you a chance to take a break from the electric for a little bit if you want, you know. And like I said, it's a really cool instrument to help build up your finger dexterity, you know. And it's portable. You don't have to plug it in with the amp and the cable and all that stuff. You can just set it by your couch or by your bed, pick it up whenever, strum some chords on it, work on your finger exercises to help develop your guitar soloing and play those cool little guitar riffs, you know. You know, stuff like that, alright? And if you need some help with your rhythm guitar playing, I'd highly recommend checking out my book, Rhythm Guitar Alchemy, this one right here. I've got all kinds of great stuff here. I go through all the chords, your majors, your minors. I go through it in both chord format, in chord charts and tablature, so you have both of those. And then I also have some progressions that you can work with. And then I show you also like what to do, like you can strum the chords, you know, because there's different ways. Once you learn the chords, you want to learn different ways to play them. So strum them, you know, or arpeggiate, pick them, you know. Or you can put the pick down and use your fingers, okay? That's a really cool way of playing the guitar. You get a nice kind of soft, pretty sound with it, okay? So, and it's all right here in this book. So if you want, you're working on that kind of stuff, I would highly recommend you check that out. I'm also working on a acoustic guitar book. That's the one that's going to be coming out next. And that's going to have all the chords and some chord embellishment theory and stuff like that. Some of the stuff that's in this book as well, but just from a more of an acoustic point of view, all right? So I would recommend checking that out. And be sure to visit my website because everything's going to be on there. And join my, my guitar club. Go to my website, join my guitar club, because then you'll get all the stuff, my newsletter in your email, and then you'll be notified of all the, the stuff that's going on in Dwayne's Guitar World, so in case you miss a video or something, you'll have it there, and I'll have all that stuff coming at you, give you some discounts and stuff like that. So, all that good stuff. So make sure you check that out. And I've got I redid my website, so it's a lot better now. It's a lot easier to find stuff. I got all my stuff on there. All you have to do is go to the blogs and videos page. And, I teach everything from beginner to intermediate to advanced. I teach acoustic guitar, electric guitar. So I'm sure there's something on there for you. Rhythm, lead, whatever, music theory. So whatever it is you're working on, you're working on something, whatever it is, there's something there for you. I guarantee it, okay? So if you're at the beginner stage, check out the beginner videos. If you're intermediate, check out those. If you're in the advanced stage, check out those. I've also got all my books on there, so you could check out those. And I'm also working on some video courses and my publishing company, so I can get my books in stores across the world, hopefully, some music stores and stuff. So I'm really excited about that. So I want to say thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you watching my videos and being here. So keep practicing. Get you an acoustic guitar. I'm telling you, you can do some fun stuff with it. And I will see you at our next lesson.